Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Train Station. As always, I'm your host, A-Train. I'm sorry for the little hiatus I took, 2 weeks off. I wanted to post a video last week, but I just was not in the right headspace, like I mentioned. So thank you guys for being patient with me. Celebrated a birthday recently. I am now 20, whatever. I'm X years old. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you guys for all your support and all of that. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different, but not really different. Sports to me are kind of dead right now. I know the NBA finals are starting up. No, you're not getting a prediction out of me. I do not care. Maybe I'll explain in another video later why I do not care anything about the NBA really too much. I mean, I keep up with it, but I really won't go out of my way to watch it. WWE has some pay-per-views coming up. Maybe I'll do some results on those later this week, but probably not. So yeah, outside of that, there's really not a whole lot going on. So I wanted to give you guys some content. I think it's pretty good. There's this website called Tier Maker, which allows you to make tiers. They rank them either S through E or S through F, or even A through F or A through E, whatever you want to do basically. And so I decided to go ahead and we're going to do that, but we're going to do that with the legends in Apex, and I'm going to rank them from F to S, give my opinion on why each legend is ranked the way they are. Of course, in the comment section, let me know what you guys agree with, what you don't agree with, and all of that. I would love to hear you guys' feedback on why on the legends. I'll explain why I have the legends at each one, and I think it's going to turn out to be a great video. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into it. How I'm going to rank these is I'm going to go from the absolute bottom all the way to the top. Alright, so at the F tier, in a tier all by himself, we got good old Octane. And it's not that Octane is a bad legend by any means. It's because the people that play Octane are absolutely moronic. Now hear me out. Every character in Apex Legends has two abilities. They have a passive and they have a tactical. Octane's passive is a stim shot that allows him to run around like he's on crack, or he just shot up like some cocaine or something and he's running around and whatever. And his tactical is a jump pad, which allows him to jump far. So you can only imagine what happens when a random gets an Octane. Yeah, they run around. They run around. They just stim shot everywhere. They jump pad everywhere. They're 4 miles away from the team. All they do is go on to 3-on-1 situations, get knocked down immediately, and then they start spamming the pick me up button, and because he ran off so far, we don't have a chance to get him, so they back out. Very rarely do I ever get a good Octane. Every Octane that plays is uber annoying, doesn't know what they're doing, and so it's just frustrating, because they really just have no idea what they're doing. And that's why he, by far, is the worst legend in the game. Now, is he actually the worst legend in the game? No. But all of these are my opinion. And so it's based kind of how I've played. If I've played the legend, how the teammates are with the legend is pretty much how I base it. And then if I like the legend, obviously. So that's the F tier. We're going to go to the E tier now. And there's going to be 2 legends in this tier. The first, Pathfinder, is E. He's kind of useless. People that play Pathfinder do know how to use him, but he's kind of a basic character. He doesn't really have much to him. He's decent at escapability. He has a rope and he has a zip line. Those are his passive and tactical. It's kind of, like I said, he's kind of useless. The only thing he's really good for is him being a scavenger. If there's a beacon, you can look for where the next ring is going to be. That's about the only thing he's really good for. And really good Pathfinders know how to escape, but for the most part, he's not really worth it. Pathfinder for literally for most of it is kind of useless, so that's why he gets a B or an E. The second legend that gets an E is Crypto. When he first released, he was kind of decent. He has a drone that flies around and can go search for people, which you would think would be really good. But here's the downfall. So most people that play crypto don't know how to play crypto, and they throw out the drone right before the ring is about to come, and you have to get into the safe zone, the circle, or whatever it is. Most people will throw out the drone right as the circle is closing, and that causes them to get hit by the ring or the circle because you cannot move while Crypto has his drone out. And Crypto's tactical is an EMP in the drone. So if your drone gets shot down or destroyed, he becomes useless because he doesn't have a tactical and he doesn't have a passive at that point. I don't know why Apex hasn't he needs a buff to the point where you can actually walk where you want with the drone. Like you say, put your drone in this area, send me to this area. They should do something like that. I don't know if they actually have. I don't really play crypto too much. If they do that anymore or not, or if they actually added a buff or not, somebody's gonna have to confirm that for me in the comments. But yeah, that is what it is. Crypto and Pathfinder are kind of useless. But they don't make me mad like Octane makes me mad, so they don't get put into that category. The next is the D Legend. They can be good, but for the most part, they're not really good. First is Watson. Now, Watson has electric fences, which are really good, you would think, but because she's a protection legend, she's not really good until endgame. And, for teams that are in building, camping, and stuff like that. Other than that, she's not really that great. I mean, her tactical will let you boost your shields up, so I guess if you have her and Lifeline, it could work, because then you could boost your shield from her, and then Lifeline, who we'll get to later, she could do that. And then you might be okay, but for the most part, she's kind of an average legend. Shout out to those that know how to play her, though, because she can be very effective. And I'll probably say that about a lot of these legends, is a lot of these legends can be much better if people understood how to play them, but because they don't understand how to play the legend, I simply just can't do it. I simply can't put them, this is solely based on my playing experience. If I've played the legend, how my teammates have played the legend, etc., etc. So I was never really great with Watson. My teammates are never really that great with Watson, so there you have it. She kind of there. The next one, I just spoke about her, Lifeline. Now, she does have a health drone as her passive, and her tactical is a care package, which you think could be very helpful, but to me, all the care package says is when they shoot it down, oh, look, there's a team over there. There's a care package that doesn't normally spawn on the map. Or that they didn't say care package dropping. Oh, look, there's a team over there. So it kind of gives your position away. So that's kind of the negative behind it. But overall, a legend unlocked from day one, along with Pathfinder. But she doesn't really have too many advantages outside of being able to heal, which can be useful. But also, there's also a negative to that health drone. So she can heal people up. She can heal her team up, but at the same time, if you're fighting a team, like an enemy team, the enemy team can also use that same health drone to heal up. So there's kind of a positive, but there's also a negative there. So if you get into a gunfight, you both could just be sitting there using the health drone, healing up, shooting each other, wasting bullets. She's decent. I haven't really had too many bad lifelines on my team, but I haven't really had a great lifeline on my team either. Most of them are very new to the game. That's why she's one of the first legends you unlock. She comes automatically unlocked with the game. That's why she's one of the first. And yeah, so that's why she's there. The next legend we got is another protection. You're going to notice I have a lot of the protection people here. Caustic, main reason, he's good for endgame, like Watson. If you have a Watson and a Caustic on your team, you might be able to build something there. But for the most part, he's only good endgame. He's really slow. He moves slow. I mean, he has gas traps, which could be very, very helpful. Like I said, at endgame, you're in a building, have Watson place down our fences, have Caustic place down his gas traps. Boom, you are set. You are probably going to win. But most people throw gas traps into a building they just looted that they're leaving in 5 seconds. Why are you wasting the gas traps? Why are you saying, hey, there was people here? Hey, look, there was people here. It doesn't make any sense. If we're only going to be in the building for 25, 30 seconds to loot the building and then leave, don't throw your gas traps down. It makes no sense to throw your gas traps into a building that we're not even going to stay at. Those gas traps are used for our protection. You might get 10 damage as somebody walks by. Whoopee-doo. Like, come on, man. Learn how to throw the gas traps down. That's why a lot of these protection legends aren't good until the end of the game. His tactical is a toxic grenade, which, if thrown correctly, which I will explain, most people that have grenades or airstrikes or stuff, they don't know how to throw them. Same thing with this. People don't understand how to throw them. Another thing with caustics, when your teammate goes down and you're going to revive them, that's when you need to place a gas trap down. Place the gas trap down so that you can revive your teammate so that the enemy can't get you. Don't just try to revive. No caustic, I shouldn't say no caustic, very few caustics actually throw a gas trap down when they're trying to revive their teammate. Throw it down. Trust me on that. I've played this game long enough to know good caustics know when to throw it down. Other than that, like I said, he's slow. And he's not really good till endgame. So another person in the same category, in the D category, it's another protection. Gibraltar, much like Caustic, he's fat and slow, doesn't really move well. The biggest gripe I have with Gibraltar players and Gibraltar in general is they don't know when to throw his dome shield. So his tactical is a dome shield that protects you from taking bullets. His tactical is an airstrike, which is great if people knew how to throw it. But because people don't know how to throw it, and people wait way too long to throw the bubble, he's really, like the other two, kind of useless. When you're first finding bullets, when you first get shot at, that's when you want to drop the bubble. That's when you want to, wait for the team. Not once you're about to go down, then pop the bubble. You know what the team's going to do? Walk in the bubble and kill you. Easy. Simple. People got to understand when to throw the bubble. A lot of these characters is understanding how they work and how they are played. That's why there's certain characters in this game I do not like for that reason, which I will explain later beyond my rankings. I mean, honestly, most of these, I've played Octane a lot. I'm not one of those typical Octanes that runs around and does stupid stuff. Pathfinder was my original main character. I enjoy him. Didn't really like Crypto. Haven't played Watson too much. Lifeline's lame. I played Caustic for a long time because I like the skin that I have for him. But for the most part, he's useless. Along with Gibraltar, I don't really play Gibraltar. And random Gibraltars irritate the mess out of me because they don't know what they're doing. If you don't understand how to play the legend, either go to the... either learn how to play him quickly or pick a new legend that you understand how to play. It's very frustrating playing with the protection legend on my team and they have no idea what they're doing. Super duper frustrating. It really is. Going to the average guys. The new legend that dropped season 13, Newcastle. I put him in C instead of D, and it's because of his way that he can revive people. He can revive people with his shield and move them backwards, so if there's an actual fight going on, he can pick them up and drag them to safety to revive, which is one thing I like about Newcastle. He has a shield, and I don't even know what his tactical is, to be honest with you. I've used him like 3 times. He's a decent legend. A lot of people, because he's so new, still don't understand how to play him. Most of the time, he's a pretty easy kill because people just don't understand him. He's one of the few legends that came out right off the gate that isn't super, overpowered like most of the legends are, and I'll explain one that was super overpowered when he first came out. Newcastle, average. Hope people would learn how to play him a little bit better. He's pretty easy for the most part. He's very helpful though. Like I said, with the shields and all of that. If people could really learn how to play Newcastle, I think he would be a dangerous threat. I originally had this person in D, but I decided to move them up to C because I've been using them a lot lately, and they're kind of average. Mad Maggie was last season's new champion. Buddies with Fuse, my good buddy Fuse, who I'll get to later. Mad Maggie. Her abilities are kind of useless, I'm not going to lie, but I've had some success with her, so it kind of sways my opinion a little bit this season. She's really good for taking out the campers, like those in the D category, which is why I moved her to C. I originally had her in D with the camping squad, but she's really good at destroying campers because she throws a drill through, and it goes through walls, and it can pretty much attack the enemies. It's not as strong as you think, though. You have to be accurate with it. And then her tactical, she throws some ball and it speeds you up, pretty much puts you at octane speed. So she's kind of average. I wouldn't suggest playing her. She's a very hard legend to use for the most part. So yeah, if you can avoid using her, try to avoid using her at all costs. A legend that actually is really good, I just personally don't enjoy playing him, and that's Bloodhound. Or I should say, them, Bloodhound. He's not a he or a she, apparently, according to Apex. But different discussion for a different day. Anyways, I played Bloodhound multiple times. He's very good. I'm not good with him, so it affects his ranking a bit. Bloodhound has a scanner, which is very, very helpful. And then his tactical, like, turns him crazy and turns things black and white, and he can go berserk, basically. I have friends that I play with that know how to use Bloodhound much better than I do, which almost made me put him into the B category, but I couldn't do it. He just, to me, just isn't good enough for me, personally, to put him up any higher, so he's just there to be put there because I don't know where else to put him. If I knew how to play him, he'd probably be B or even A, but because I don't know how to play him, he's there. Maybe one day I'll learn how to play Bloodhound, but for now, I don't. And then another C, Horizon. People have been using her more and more. Her tactical is very good. She throws like this black hole and it sucks the enemies to you, which can be very helpful in a fight to give you the advantage. And then her passive is she pretty much throws this like octane like jump pad almost into the air, and you can fly up and get the advantage that way as well. So she can help you get the advantage for the most part, but other than that, not really strong. More people have been using her in ranked for her abilities. So her abilities almost moved her into a C, but it didn't. And then the last C, we got Bangalore. Very good legend. I love using Bangalore. I like people who use Bangalore for the most part. My complaint is just like those of Caustic and others. Her tactical is a smoke grenade, and then her tactical is an airstrike, and her passive is smoke grenade. People don't understand how to throw the smoke grenade or the bombs. So when they don't understand that, it makes it tough. Because when they don't understand how to throw it, it just makes it hard on everybody. If you're going to throw the smoke, don't throw the smoke right in front of you. It makes no sense to throw it right in front of you. The enemies are going to know where you're at. You want to confuse the enemies as much as possible when you throw the smoke. So if you throw it in front of you, they're going to know, oh, if I just run through the smoke this way, they're going to see me. Shoot it off to the side, and then shoot it in front of you. Confuse them a little bit, and then try to run away as fast as you can. The airstrike. Stop throwing the airstrike where the opponent is going to be, or where they are. Throw it to where they're going to be. So many times I've played against Bangalore's, and they throw an airstrike, and I'm like, you're stupid. I'm not there anymore. I was there, but I'm not anymore. Like, they throw it to where your current location is, instead of being smart and throwing it where they're going to be. And if people could learn how to throw the airstrike and throw the smokes, she would be much higher on the list. She might even be reaching that S tier. But because people just are so average playing with her, and I get it, she's a beginning legend. So the beginning legends you get at the game are Pathfinder, Lifeline, Bloodhound, Wraith, Bangalore. I believe you get Gibraltar as well. and they don't understand. I don't understand how you don't know how to throw the smokes. You want to, when you're playing Apex, the biggest thing is trying to distract the enemy in many ways as possible, which is when I get to it later. I love using this character because he's just a giant troll. Well, I have two characters I use that are just giant trolls, and I love it so much, but it confuses the enemies to know, they don't know what they're doing. So you really have to understand the character. If they understood how to throw it, she'd be higher. She'd probably be A, B, maybe even S. But she's a C because people don't know how to play her. And that's what a lot of it is. I'm a decent Bangalore myself. I don't really use her as much as I would like. And it's simply because I just enjoy using other legends more. But if it came down to it and both of my top choices were taken, I would play Bangalore if the game, gave me Bangalore. If somebody took my legend I wasn't paying attention, I'd play Bangalore. I don't mind using her. Alright, the B tier. This is above average, pretty solid, a guy I know how to use that's like Bloodhound, but to me he's slightly better than Bloodhound, but that's just because I don't know how to play Bloodhound. Overall, I think Bloodhound's the better legend, but I don't really know how to play Bloodhound. I know how to play Seer, so Seer gets a B for me. So his passive is a radar basic. Well, so when you aim your gun, you have automatic heartbeat sensor the whole time, which when he first came out, this dude was so overpowered it was ridiculous. The heartbeat was crazy. The passive of being able to find people was broken. And then his tactical is he throws out this thing and it shows you where they are, like how much shield they have and whatnot. He still has that, but it's been toned down a lot. Like, this dude was so overpowered. Everybody was using Seer when he first came out. Dude was ridiculous. I used him after the buff. He still isn't that bad. He's still a good legend to use. So I enjoy using Seer much more than I enjoy using Bloodhound. Although Bloodhound is the better legend to me, Seer's the better legend. So Seer to me gets a B. The next one who gets a B, and it's because of the buff that they got this season, Rampart. Her turret, she has a turret as her tactical, and then her passive is shields. So she can put up shields, and then her thing is a turret. Her turret wasn't that strong this season. They absolutely buffed the crap out of it. So strong. Unless you have somebody who can fly over her head or sneak up behind her or fake her out somehow, she is tough to match up with this season, but most of the time she's not that good. She's really kind of bad, actually. But it's because of the buff this season I have to put her above the rest. She's above average. She could be in that A range, but a lot of people... She's one of those characters that's really good for endgame, but because of her turret, she's more useful earlier on than, say, a Caustic or Gibraltar. So she's more useful early on than the others, and then, that buff that she got this season puts her a step above the rest. I almost put this one in the A, but she's a B. And that's Loba. And I know a lot of people use Loba for all the wrong reasons. It's not because of her abilities. It's because she looks good for an anime character or whatever reason that may be. I know how guys are. I know why they pick Loba. As an Apex legend goes, she's pretty solid. Her tactical is a black market, which she puts it in an area and it shows you all the loot in the surrounding area that it allows you to pick up. You're allowed 2 items per player, so that's 6 items total, and you're allowed unlimited ammo pickup as much as you can have in your bag. So it's really helpful, especially like if there's like a care package but there's an enemy nearby. Pop the black market, grab the weapon or whatever it is, grab whatever is in the care package, grab some health, whatever it is if you're going into a fight. She's useful in that aspect. She's also useful because she can get out of situations because of her passive, which is basically a wristband that she can throw and teleport to that position. So she's also useful in that sense because she can get away much quicker than some of these other legends can. Like the ones below her, besides probably Octane and Pathfinder, really can't get away too easily like she can. Another one that I like, and another one I'm going to put in the B tier because I really like his tactical. I think it makes a difference. Revenant. I played Revenant for a very, very long time. His passive stuns people and like hinders their ability for about 10 seconds, but it is impossible to hit. I have hit maybe 2 or 3 people with it my entire time playing. It's a very hard thing to hit. But his tactical is a death totem, which basically gives you double shield. Basically gives you a second life almost. You get the totem. You go fight the enemies. You go down in health or you kill them. You go back to the totem and do it all over, heal up, whatever. The problem is, and I've had this same problem using Revenant, nobody understands how to use the death totem and where to put it. I'm a victim of this. I have fallen for this as well. I'm not good at knowing where to place the totem in the safe spot so the enemies don't shoot it down. I'm still learning how to do that, and that's the biggest problem I have with Revenant, even playing with him. A lot of people don't know where to throw the death totem down. It just makes it a nightmare to try and actually use the death totem to the full potential. But when it's used to its full potential, it is a massive help. Going to the A's now. A lot of people that I play Apex with are probably wondering why he's still on the board and I haven't put him on there yet. It's because he's one of my favorite characters in this game, Fuse. He's not great, but like I said, remember I said there's 2 troll characters that I use? Fuse is one of them. His passive is knuckle clusters, which are basically just grenades that he shoots out of his left arm. And then that's his passive. His tactical is he grabs his giant cannon and shoots a ring of fire at people. So it's just fun to sit there and mess with people with him. He's kind of slow though, that's his downfall. But for the most part, if you get a good Fuse, one of his abilities, it's not a passive or a tactical, he's allowed to carry 2 grenades in one bag slot. So you could just carry a bunch of grenades plus your knuckle clusters and absolutely just troll the mess out of enemies. He's great for if there's a third team fighting and you don't want to give away too much of your position. Chuck a knuckle cluster at him, do some damage, hit him a little bit, hurt him. Absolute troll character to use. I love using Fuse. He's a great legend in my opinion to use. Most people probably would have him a lot lower, and I completely understand why. But for me, him being one of my favorites, I've mained him for a long time. He has to be put here. And a lot of people don't really use him as random, so I haven't encountered too many randoms that use Fuse, but I use him a lot, so he goes there. The other A I'm going to use is Ashe. And Ashe is basically when I get to her, since she'll be one of the only ones left, a Wish.com Wraith. Her tactical is a portal, but it's a one-dimensional portal, so she can pick where she wants to go, but she can't go back, which can help in her escapability, because she can just place the portal, and you can't really follow her if you don't know where she placed it. So her escapability is great because she can get out of situations like that. Her passive is like this arc star thing that she throws, and usually, unless you have ridiculous aim, you're going to miss it most of the time, much like Revenants. They're both robots, so go figure. They have similar passives. I don't like her passive, but her tactical very much helps escape. She's pretty quick too, which also helps, so you could just run away, and then you could throw the tactical and get out of there. Randoms, for the most part, know how to use her, so she gets a really good grade. Now, that's it for the A tier, so that means the other 3 go into the S tier. The first one I'm going to start with is Wraith. Now, I don't want to put Wraith in the S tier. I really didn't. But I have a buddy that's a really good Wraith, and I personally never used Wraith. I've used Wraith like 1 or 2 times, max, maybe. I don't like her. I much would rather prefer to use Ashe. Again, this is just my personal opinion, but her escapability puts her in the S tier alone. I really didn't want to do this, but yeah. Her escapability, her tactical is a portal that goes from one side to the other. So basically, she has X amount of % that she can run around the map using. The only problem with her portal is that the enemy teams can follow in, which could cause problems, but for the most part, most Wraiths that I play with are smart enough to know not to put it in sight of the enemy. She can also really help revive or down teammates, because you can place the portal and the down teammate can go through the portal and then you can get revived that way. She's very useful. Most Wraiths are sweaty, especially the ones that use the bald skins. Absolute worst people to go against. The bald Wraiths are the worst character to play against. Maybe second worst. No, they're the worst because they're sweaty PC players that just play this game all day long. They're really annoying to play against. For the most part, they're really annoying to play against. I mean, they're easy to kill, but the fact that just getting to them is kind of annoying. But once you know where they are and you understand how Wraiths are played, they're easy to kill. I know I said bald Wraiths are the most annoying, but Valkyrie also is one of the most annoying characters to play against. Another one of my buddy, like I said, one's a really good Wraith, one's a really good Valkyrie. Her escapability, like Wraith, makes her top tier. She has a jetpack, and then her tactical, she can get her team and they can jump, they can pretty much, as you would at the start of the game, be in the jump, you're jumping out of the ship. They can pretty much do that with her jetpack, fly super high in the air and get away. She's super annoying to play against because at the slightest sound of a gunshot, she's jetpacking her way up out of there. She'll fly high, fly low. She's super annoying to play against. One of the hardest legends in the game to kill because she's just so annoying to play against. All the people that use her, I don't understand why people like you. I mean, I understand why people like using her so much, but why you gotta use them against me? Be on my team. Be a Valkyrie on my team. Don't play against me. I hate playing against Valkyries. They're annoying, but she is such a superb legend in that aspect of getting away, like Wraith. She can absolutely just... You could be fighting a team, Valkyrie will be gone. You could be fighting a team, Wraith will be gone. You're like, what the heck happened to the... Where's the Wraith? Where's the Valkyrie? You know? Their escapability is what put them in the S tier. And then Mirage also goes in the S tier because one of his escapability, and two, remember the second troll character I was talking about? He's that troll character. So his tactical is to pretty much put a duplicate out there of himself. You can control the duplicate or you can pick where you want to throw it. It's a great thing. And then, or that's his passive. His tactical, he pretty much duplicates himself 8 times, which allows you to get an easy escape because 99% of the time, the enemies shoot the wrong... 99% of the time, they shoot the duplicate instead of you, which allows you to get away. And they'll shoot like all of them before they finally get to you. And then that's what because I just recently started using Mirage. Like I said, I use Fuse a lot. I used Revenant. Mirage, I throw his decoy out there, fools people most of the time. I still don't understand. You played this long and you still don't understand how Mirages work. It's great. I love how teams fall for Mirage every single time. I've had more success with him this season than any other season because I finally learned how to play him. And I wanted to pick a legend that was better at movement and escapability. And I don't like playing Wraith. I've played Ashe this season. And Valkyrie's alright to me, but Mirage was somebody I really connected with as being able to move around because, like I said, Fuse is slow. Seer's okay. Revenant's okay as far as movement goes. But I wanted to be in a position where I could escape easily, and Mirage was that best option for me. On top of that, he gets to troll people, so, I get to troll people and escape easily. It's a great time. I've been having a lot of fun playing Mirage lately. And that is my Apex tier ranking, so let me go over it again. S tier, we have Wraith, Valkyrie, and Mirage, mostly for their escapability, but because they're also very, very just good legends to use. A tier, Fuse and Ashe. Mostly Fuse is for because I enjoy him. Ashe, her abilities and her escapability aren't quite S level, but they're A. B, they're not bad. For the most part, and then the buff really helped Rampart. C, they're kind of there. D, if you have to pick them, go ahead. E, avoid at all costs. And F, if you pick an Octane and you're on my team and you do stupid Octane things, I will leave in the middle of a match and I do not care. Don't be a typical Octane that runs around thinking that he's better than everybody else because he's fast and he thinks he can get away. Most Octanes, the character with the most ability to get away in this game have no ability to get away. It's absolutely infuriating how people don't understand how to use an Octane. The legend with the best movement in the game, and people are like, I'm gonna go rush these 2 squads by myself while my team is 3 buildings that way. So I lost some audio there at the end. I'm not sure what happened, but that's my Apex tier list. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you in the next video.